So before you all begin your federalism research project, I just wanted to give you a few tips on searching and finding your information. So the first thing is using keywords when you're searching online. You don't want to type an entire question into the search engine. I've seen a lot of students do that before, where they'll take a question and type an entire question into a search engine. And that's not going to be very effective in returning your results. So you want to use keywords. So if you choose the issue of gun control, you want to maybe try searching federalism and gun control, and that's going to return better information for you. There's also going to be a link to this Google search PDF, and it's just going to give you some different tips to use, like using an exact phrase, excluded words, similar words, multiple words. So you can read through this, but it's some good tips for using Google as a search engine. The next thing is Wikipedia is a good place to start, but don't cite Wikipedia. So when I get your essays back, I should not see Wikipedia cited as a source on your works cited. Now, you can start your research there. You can look up information on Wikipedia, maybe follow links to other websites. That's totally fine. But you know that you can go in and edit Wikipedia. So it is not a good place to do any kind of really conclusive research. You definitely do not want to cite Wikipedia. Just use it as a place to start. The next thing is consider the authenticity of a source. So is it a reputable news site? So for part of your research assignment, you have to look up a current event. Well, this should come from a newspaper or an online news source, maybe one of the broadcast news stations. Any of those, totally fine. But make sure that it is a reputable source. Also, sites ending in .gov, .edu, or .org can generally be trusted. So just keep that in mind. You also want to consider the publishing date of a source. So you don't want to get information that's 10 or 15 years old. You want to have information that is more recent, because that information is going to be more accurate. So check the dates of when your sources were published. And then the last thing that I put on here is information on how to cite your sources. So if you go to this link, it's going to take you to Purdue's online writing lab, and it just gives you information on how you would cite online sources. It's a really, really good tool. So I would definitely recommend using that when you go to fill out your citation page.